if you've been trying to lose belly fat, but nothing seems to work. If you eat less, excesses, more and still, that stubborn fat refuses to leave. Listen closely, because what I'm about to explain will finally make everything click. Losing belly fat isn't impossible. You've just been using the wrong strategy at the wrong stage of your fat loss journey. Today, I'll guide you step by step through 3 simple stages that will not only help you lose belly fat, but keep it off for good. Belly fat is the easiest fat to gain and the hardest to lose. But the reason most people fail is their laziness or lack of willpower. It is because they don't understand how the body actually burns fat. You can't lose belly fat first. Your body will always burn fat from other places before it taps into the most stubborn area of the belly. For most people, real belly fat loss starts happening around 15% body fat. By the time you reach around 12 to 10%, that stubborn pocket is almost completely gone. But the diet that gets you from 25% to 15% usually won't be enough to get you from 15% to 12%. And definitely not to 10%. That's why you need different strategies at different stages. Stage 1 is where most people begin. This phase is all about kickstarting fat loss and continuing until you reach about 15% body fat. Hunger is low, muscle loss risk is low, and this is the easiest phase physically. You only need to focus on 2 things: calories and protein. You don't need to cut carbs, sugar, or your favorite foods. You simply need to be in a calorie deficit. Take your body weight in pounds and multiply it by 11. Use the higher number if you're tall, young, or active. Use the lower end if you're older, shorter, or less active. That number is your daily calorie target. The key is choosing the right foods. Some foods pack a lot of calories into very small portions, like Oreos or cereal. And then you have foods like strawberries, carrots, or vegetables that fill your stomach for the same calories. These low-calorie density foods allow you to eat big portions while still staying in a calorie deficit. In fact, one study showed that when people switched from processed foods to low-calorie density foods, they naturally ate 500 fewer calories a day and lost weight without even trying. But losing weight isn't enough. You want to lose fat, not muscle. That's where protein comes in. People eating higher protein always lose more fat and keep more muscle, even when eating the same calories as low-protein groups. So how much protein should you eat? If you're heavier or at a higher body fat, aim for 1 gram of protein per centimeter of height. If you're lighter or closer to 15% body fat, multiply your body weight in pounds by 0.8 and eat at least that many grams of protein daily. Build your meals with lean protein and fruits or vegetables every time you eat. Processed foods are fine occasionally, just watch the portions. If you stay consistent, stage 1 will take you all the way down to around 15%. But this is where most people hit a wall. Fat loss slows down, hunger increases, and muscle loss risk goes up. Your old calorie deficit may no longer work because your metabolism slows as you get leaner. Now you need more precision. This means tracking your calorie intake more accurately. It's not fun, but the average person underestimates their intake by over 400 calories a day. Even tracking temporarily can be a game changer. Along with tracking, this is the stage where your carb and fat intake matter more. Healthy fats are important, but they have more than double the calories per gram compared to carbs. So the strategy here is simple. Keep protein high. Lower your fats to around 20 to 25% of your total calories, and increase healthy carbs. More carbs mean better energy, better workouts, less hunger, and better fat loss. If you stay consistent, you can push yourself from 15% to around 12%. Now we enter the hardest phase. Stage 3. This is where stubborn belly fat finally starts to leave, but it requires discipline. You'll need to track your calories daily, and you'll need to choose foods that give you the most volume for the fewest calories. High-value meals become your best friend. Social events become trickier. You don't have to avoid them completely, but you must plan ahead, especially for alcohol or big meals. These can easily ruin a week of progress without you noticing. You also need to ask yourself an honest question. Is going lower than 12% worth it? For most natural lifters, 12 to 15% body fat is the sweet spot. You're lean, healthy, energetic, and strong. Going below that requires strict discipline and sacrifices that many people can't maintain for long. And if you don't have a good amount of muscle yet, being extremely lean might not look the way you imagine. But if you want to reach 10%, you absolutely can. Just know that it requires everything you learned, plus more consistency, more accuracy, and more patience. The truth is, losing belly fat isn't complicated. The strategy is simple, but staying consistent is the hard part. Be clear about your goals. Find foods you enjoy. Stick to what actually works. And remember, getting lean is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Every small choice adds up. Thank you for watching. Stay consistent, stay patient, and you will transform your body.